What's up guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to a very exciting, interesting Liverpool transfer news video, because reports from France, especially the France newspaper L'Equipe, claim that Liverpool are moving for Nicolas Pepe, the Lille winger. He scored 21 goals this season in the French league, and there is only one player who scored more goals than him, and that is Mbappe, who scored a whopping 32 goals. So Jurgen Klopp, it looks like, identified the 23-year-old to really be a boost for the Liverpool squad, and there is a big claim in many newspapers that Liverpool are after this guy. Not only are Liverpool after this guy, but actually the Lille president, Christophe Galtier, has revealed that Pepe will 100% leave Lille and depart this summer. Even though Lille qualified for the Champions League, it looks like Pepe wants to go to a bigger club, and this is what the Lille president said to Canal Plus, a French TV station. He said this: Nicolas Pepe will leave. Life's like that. Football is like that today. He's a player of the highest level who will have a big decision to make on the choice of his next club. There will be a battle between the great European teams. I hope that he will take a good amount of time to think about it, do his research like he did when he came here and when he decided to stay here last summer and pick the right project. And Nicolas Pepe made a very good decision to stay at Lille last summer, because I think if last summer, if he leaves, he would have gone to maybe a mid-table Premier League side. But now Liverpool and Arsenal, among other clubs, are after his signature, which is huge. And I think Liverpool have a very good chance, because Pepe would cost a lot less than other bigger players. Maybe Pepe maybe doesn't command a huge transfer fee of like 70 or 80 million pounds. I think he would be available for around 40 million, maximum 50 million pounds. Guys, if you enjoy these types of videos, leave a like, it really helps me out. And also listen to this video until the end, because I will pack a lot of Liverpool news and a lot of brand new information for you guys. And a fun, interesting fact, Pepe was actually signed by then manager Marcelo Bielsa in 2017, and he signed a 5-year deal with Lille at that time for only 10 million euros. So Lille is going to make a huge profit on this guy. And he started off his career at Angers as a teenager, but then he quickly progressed his talents, and after spending one season out on loan in the French second division, he transferred to Lille in 2017, and he actually scored 14 goals in his first season. But this season has been his breakout season, 21 goals and counting, and Lille have one more game to play, so Pepe can score even more goals. And according to French outlet Le Temps Sport, Liverpool have already established contact with Lille about the in-demand striker or winger. And Pepe, after scoring 21 goals and getting 11 assists, he is a very wanted man, let me tell you that. And I think Liverpool are in pole position to get him, because we are one of the most attractive clubs in the world. And actually the club president, Gerard Lopez, the Lille president, told Telefoot that he expects Pepe to move on. 4 or 5 players will be leaving this summer, that's what he said. All clubs are forced to balance their accounts, except perhaps one. He's referring to Paris Saint-Germain, of course. There is a career choice I would make for him. I think he will have the choice. And it's going to be very interesting who Pepe chooses. But I think, as I said, Liverpool are one of the most attractive clubs in the world. We are in 2 back-to-back Champions League finals. And I think Pepe, coming from France and being 23 years old, would be fine to sit on the bench and fight for his place. And I think that could be a very good transfer for all parties. Because if Pepe signs for another club, mainly, let's say, Arsenal, and he comes in and he doesn't hit the ground running as a starter, and Arsenal fans would expect him to score goals straight away, At Liverpool, he would have time to get accustomed to living in a brand new city, a brand new country, playing in a brand new league, which is a much faster, much more physical league than the French league. And I think every signing who comes from the French league would need time to adapt to the new team, the new league and everything else. So I think Pepe would be fine sitting on the bench for a season, let's just say, because he would play for Liverpool. And I think Jurgen Klopp could even improve Pepe in many ways, because as I said, he's just 23 years old. So his football education is not complete, it's not a finished article. And I think Pepe would be an ideal backup for Mane, for Salah, because we need more firepower up front. We need more players who can come in and do a good job when one of the front three gets injured. So that's my opinion. And very good news, Naby Keita is on his way to recovery, and he might not be fit for the Champions League final, but he has a very good chance of being fit for the Africa Cup of Nations. When he got injured, I read the reports and they were ruling him out for 2 months, but he's progressing faster than expected. And Jurgen Klopp said this: Naby is ahead of schedule. That doesn't mean anything for the final. He's now doing straight runs and all of the stuff. He feels comfortable with 50% intensity. I know about the issues with Guinea and the Africa Cup of Nations. We don't want to keep a player out if he can play. So if he can play in the summer in the Africa Cup of Nations, he should play for his country, but that's not 100%, and if he is not 100% fit, he cannot play. That's how it is. And also, Jurgen Klopp said this about Bobby Firmino. Bobby looks really good, and he is now part of the training. He was not too long out, but of course we are still careful with him and want to make sure nothing happens. We have a few days still and want to use them. That's why he is in and out of training. Yesterday he was only playing as a joker in the small-sided games, but it is good for him, the first step to play football again. Today Firmino was in around about 70% of the session. Tomorrow he will probably be in completely. We will see. Then hopefully it will be fine. And it's a very good thing that Liverpool still have a little bit over a week to prepare for the Champions League final. That would give Firmino enough time to actually get fully up to speed. And Oxlade-Chamberlain is also getting ready to play in the Champions League final, and he said, if I could be involved in the Champions League final, that could be amazing. I wasn't able to get a load of minutes in the final league games, but I was just happy to come back. Dreams are made of maybe having some part to play in Madrid, but it's not about me. It's about making sure whoever is on the pitch does the job for the club and for the team. If I can be involved, that would be amazing, but just to be around it and be fit and healthy again is good for me as well at the minute. That was a nice trip for me back then to Marbella, being back in and around the lads for the first time. At times it's been a little bit frustrating as well, because you feel you are back, and to then keep up with these boys after the long season they've had and the intensity they train at, coming back from a year out, it's not so easy, and you pick up little things along the way. It has been another little journey for me, the last part, but it's been really exciting to be in and around the team and in contention to maybe have some part in the final. But just to be involved is amazing for me. After crouching my way around the pitch last year, it's nice to be in this situation. And I'm so happy for Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. He's one of my favorite players at Liverpool, even though he hasn't been at Liverpool for many seasons. But he's such a lively, bubbly, good character. And I just love watching his interviews and everything. And he's a brilliant player as well, which is probably the most important part. And he continued. Obviously the final is going to be in Madrid, so a lot warmer than maybe an evening game in England that we are used to. So we have come out here to try and get used to that. Coming out here and making it a little bit tougher is obviously really helpful. The boys have approached it really well, as they have done all season. The gaffer is shouting and pushing us to stay right on top of everything, and that's what we need. We have got one last push now, and everyone looks really good. And another very good news for Liverpool is that Liverpool FC have extended their record-breaking partnership with Carlsberg. Of course, Carlsberg used to be the Liverpool's main shirt sponsor, but they are still one of the main sponsors of Liverpool, and now they signed the contract extension until the 2023-24 season. And on the extension, Billy Hogan, the managing director and the chief commercial officer of Liverpool, said, "We are extremely proud to extend our deep-rooted partnership with Carlsberg to a record-breaking 31 seasons." So more than 30 years Carlsberg have been, a sponsor of Liverpool. And we know that in Denmark, where Carlsberg is from, they have a lot of Liverpool fans. So I think that maybe Carlsberg's management themselves is a Liverpool fan. But this is like a really long-term partnership for Liverpool, and I'm just happy with that. And I love Denmark. I've been there in 2017 on holiday, and it's a beautiful country. And Jamie Carragher said some very interesting things about the Champions League final. So he said, when Tottenham got through to the final, the Liverpool fans were probably disappointed, and I was disappointed as well. There's a few reasons for that. Liverpool fans probably wanted Ajax because I think normally in a European final, the whole thing about Europe is playing European teams. When you are playing an English team, we played Chelsea in the semi-finals many times. They were great, and you remember them because we won, but we played Chelsea too much. And Carragher is right, we played Chelsea 3 times in the Champions League semi-finals, and twice we made it to the final. But he also said this: I would love to have played a Juventus or a Bayern Munich in a semi-final, just something a little bit different. I think there's that. Something I saw on social media, I thought perfectly summed it up how everyone's feeling. Liverpool fans don't fear Tottenham. They fear losing to Tottenham. That's what it is. You are thinking, oh my god, if we got beat, an English team from your own country, the media, everyone, Spurs fans, it would be a nightmare. And Carragher is right about this. I think like 80% of Liverpool fans wanted Ajax to make the final, and even the way that Ajax lost in the last minute, it was heartbreaking. I think it's going to be a more difficult game for Liverpool, being at Tottenham and being that Tottenham knows Liverpool so well. But I keep saying this: we shouldn't fear Tottenham. We should just enjoy the occasion and play to the best of our ability. Because if Liverpool do their best, we can win the final, and we will win the final if Liverpool play at 100%. But we have to be at 100%. If we play at 90%, and if we have just a couple of bad individual performances, anything can happen. We can lose the game, just like we did against Real Madrid last year. And this year it's a brand new chance. Let's go for it. Let's win the cup. And Sadio Mane gave a fantastic interview that I want to share with you guys. He said, to be honest, when I was young, I never thought about winning something like the Golden Boot, but every single day I was thinking about winning a league title, winning the Champions League. They were my big targets with the club. I am happy to win the Golden Boot and looking forward to scoring more goals than this season for the next few seasons. But I am very happy to win the Golden Boot. I always try to score as many goals as I can for the team. For me, that's the most important thing, helping the team. We were a bit unlucky because we wanted to win the league. That was our target. But in football, you have to try again next season. It didn't happen this time, but we have the experience of a title race, and now we are in a final, which is another target that's very important for us. And just my comment: Liverpool have now experience in a Champions League final, and that will, I think, count for something, because Tottenham don't have that experience. Tottenham are the rookies in this final. That's actually their first European Cup final, the first Champions League final that Tottenham are involved in. On the other hand, this Liverpool team and many Liverpool players already have the experience of playing in European finals. And I think that will be very important. There are just a very few players in the Liverpool team, players like Alisson, like Naby Keita, like Xherdan Shaqiri, who don't have the experience of playing in a European final. But I think they will be fine. Naby Keita won't play most likely, and also Alisson already has experience of getting to the Champions League semi-finals twice in 2 years. The key, in my opinion, is for Liverpool to learn from last year's final. But that was such a freak game. I've never seen a Champions League final where the goalkeeper of one team makes two clear and obvious massive mistakes, like so huge that you can't really comprehend it. Honestly, I was just heartbroken for the whole Liverpool team, because we worked so hard to get to the Champions League final, and the Champions League final last year was decided by the goalkeeper mistakes. It wasn't because Real Madrid were clearly the better team, but it was because Liverpool got desperately unlucky, and our luck has to change sooner or later in a final. We have to get it right, and I think this is the year. I just have a feeling that this is the year where Liverpool hopefully will get it right. I had a feeling all year that this Liverpool team is one of the best teams that I've seen, and one of the best teams that has ever been at Liverpool, and that has to count for something. That has to result in a big trophy being won, because Jurgen Klopp, the players, the fans, the whole club, the way that how we progressed and improved in the past 5 seasons or 4 seasons under Jurgen Klopp has been magical. It has been magnificent, but it has to be rewarded. It has to be rewarded with a big trophy, and I wanted Liverpool to either win the Premier League or the Champions League this season, mainly for Jurgen Klopp and the players, because they have done so well. But the naysayers, the doubters, the haters will always keep coming up with the fact that Liverpool still haven't won a trophy under Jurgen Klopp, and that has to change in Madrid. That has to change in this Champions League final, and that's how I honestly see it. Even if Liverpool lose and Jurgen Klopp lose, I will have the utmost respect and the utmost admiration for this team. But then many Liverpool fans will feel that the team is cursed. I won't feel it because I still think that this Liverpool team will win trophies in the next 3 or 4 years. We are just too good of a team not to win trophies in the next 3 or 4 years. And also the way that the rumors are going, Guardiola might be going to Juventus this summer or the next summer. I will make a separate video on that maybe later, because that's a very interesting topic that needs its own video. And another news, Liverpool are set to offer young winger Sheyi Ojo a 5-year contract, according to Guardian journalist Andy Hunter. He is 21 years old, he has been at Reims this season, but he hasn't really exactly shown. He just made 3 stars in the French league for the mid-table side, who got promoted to the French league at the end of last season, which is not the kind of form which suggests that he has a serious future in our first team. But maybe what Liverpool are planning to do with Ojo is give him a 5-year contract, he signs it, then he goes out on loan, he shines at another club, and then we can sell him on for a profit. I think that's what will happen, because Liverpool have invested a lot in the development of Ojo, and from the player's perspective, it might be smart for him to sign permanently somewhere else where he will get minutes. And that's the biggest issue for Ojo, is that he hasn't been playing regularly at any club. He went out on loan to many different clubs in the Championship. Now he has been in the French league. And just to start 3 games all year, no disrespect to Reims, but they are not exactly like the Paris Saint-Germain of France. They are a newly promoted side, and he could only get 3 appearances, and sometimes he didn't even get to play on the bench and come on as a substitute. So he had played very few games at Reims, and that is not good for a young player's development. A young player, the most important thing is you play. Whatever level that you play football, because that's how you learn the most. That's how you develop the most, playing competitive football. So good luck to Ojo. I think that he should leave Liverpool personally and go to a club where he can play regularly, but we shall wait and see what happens. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a nice day. Hope you enjoyed this. See you later. Goodbye.